These child stars took over the pop culture world of the mid-90s to early 2000s, and we couldn't get enough. But there was a dark side to their early success, and they also became known for having tough adulthoods after the rapid fame they achieved at such young ages. Their rises to stardom were epic, but their possible downfalls were tumultuous and tragic. Here's what really happened to some of the biggest child stars of the 90s. Known as the Princess of Pop, Britney Spears had the world mesmerized with hits like Baby One More Time and Oops, I Did It Again. Britney showed interest in the performing arts from a very young age. Her mother, Lynn, would take her to performances and auditions all over the country. When she was 11, she got the role of a lifetime when she was picked for the cast of the all-new Mickey Mouse Club. She had tried out when she was younger, but finally got in. She joined the cast alongside other rising stars like Christina Aguilera, Ryan Gosling, and Justin Timberlake. After the show's cancellation, Britney landed a contract with Jive Records, and in September 1998, she released her first single, Baby One More Time. While Britney's career began to soar, her father, Jamie, struggled with alcoholism. In Lynn's 2008 book, she described her ex-husband as barely present and not supportive or loving during the later years of their marriage. Even with her family turmoil, Britney continued to rise, and she released Oops, I Did It Again in 2000. The album was an instant #1 hit on the Billboard 200, selling more than 1 million copies in its first week. On her rise to fame, the singer's personal life started receiving more scrutiny as rumors circulated that she was dating fellow Mickey Mouse Club alum Justin Timberlake. Justin and Britney were the it couple of the 2000s. They were seen everywhere, but in 2003, the couple abruptly called it quits. There was plenty of speculation at the time about the cause of the breakup, but Britney recently revealed in her new memoir, The Woman in Me, that Justin pressured her to receive an abortion. To this day, it's one of the most agonizing things I have ever experienced in my life, she wrote. If it had been left up to me alone, I never would have done it. And yet, Justin was so sure that he didn't want to be a father. After this, life seemed to start spiraling out of control for Britney. She was still on top with hits like Me Against the Music and Toxic, but her personal life became increasingly chaotic. She married her childhood friend Jason Alexander in 2004, but annulled the marriage 2 days later. She then met Kevin Federline, who at the time had just broken up with his ex-girlfriend and had a second child on the way. They later married in September 2004 and had 2 sons together. 2 months after the birth of her son Jaden, the couple filed for divorce. Britney reportedly checked in and out of rehab, and by the beginning of 2008, a judge granted Kevin sole custody of their children and suspended Britney's visitation rights. This led to her infamous head shaving incident. She went to a salon, paparazzi were surrounding the building, she grabbed some clippers and proceeded to shave all her hair off. Despite everything, she continued to perform and make music, but it all seemed to get worse after her disastrous performance of Give Me More at the 2007 MTV Video Music Awards. About this moment, Britney said, "It was less than a year since I've had my second baby in 2 years, but everyone was acting like my not having six-pack abs was offensive." A few days later, Britney was charged in connection to a hit-and-run incident in a parking lot. Her mother later wrote in her memoir that she believed her daughter experienced postpartum depression. This is when her father filed for conservatorship. Many believed he did this to take advantage of Britney, and her fans took to social media with the hashtag #FreeBritney. Though she spent years in her conservatorship, Britney continued to work. By 2018, she even went on tour. But in 2019, Britney entered an all-encompassing wellness treatment facility and later announced she would no longer perform with her father serving as a conservator. By 2021, after years of fan advocacy, Britney's conservatorship was finally lifted. She married Sam Asghari in 2022, but in 2023 they divorced and Britney took to Instagram writing, "I couldn't take the pain anymore, honestly. I've been playing it strong for way too long and my Instagram may seem perfect, but it's far from reality and I think we all know that." To this day, fans continue to speculate the star's mental well-being due to odd and sometimes troubling social media posts. We all knew and loved Amanda Bynes in The Amanda Show, All That, and other hit TV shows. She was one of the great child comedians of the mid-90s. She began her acting career at the age of 7. Because of her success at such a young age, she was compared to talents such as Lucille Ball and Carol Burnett. She went on to star in big roles in TV and films such as What I Like About You, She's the Man, Hairspray, Easy A, and more. But trouble seemed to find its way. Starting in the spring of 2012, Amanda would find herself in a slew of arrests and incidents. In 2014, she was convicted of reckless driving and sentenced to 3 years of probation and 3 months of alcohol education classes. According to police reports, Bynes was involved in 2 additional hit-and-run car incidents. She was later spotted driving after her license had been suspended. In 2013, she reportedly was seen smoking marijuana in the lobby of her New York City apartment building. When police arrived, she allegedly threw a bong out of her apartment window and was taken into custody, according to the Los Angeles numerous times. She underwent a psychiatric evaluation at a local hospital before being taken into police custody. After receiving treatment, Amanda seemed to try to get a new start. She lived with her parents and enrolled at Los Angeles Fashion Institute of Design and Merchandising to pursue a career as a designer and get her driver's license back. But she soon got into trouble again when she was arrested for driving under the influence in April 2014. She took to Twitter to accuse her father of abuse and then claimed a microchip in her brain had prompted her to make these allegations, according to People. She again had to return to a psychiatric hospital. In the years following, Amanda seemed to put acting on hold to focus on other passions. She regained control of her finances in the summer of 2017 and hinted at a possible return to acting. In August 2018, People reported that while still under the conservatorship of her parents since 2013, she had rebuilt her relationship with them and was living on her own again and had graduated from FIDM. Amanda posted on Instagram in March 2020 that she had been sober for 14 months. Things were looking up. She was supposed to attend 90s Con in March 2023 for a reunion with former members of All That, but dropped out at the last minute due to an undisclosed illness. Caitlin Hot Fox posted on TikTok that Amanda was walking with her on the streets of LA and seemed in need of help.
But it's St. Patrick's Day. I saw my girl walking, so I said I had to say what's up.
Today reported that she was placed in a 72-hour psychiatric hold and had not spoken to her parents for quite some time. According to the New York Post, Amanda reportedly called 911 after walking through Los Angeles naked and telling a passing motorist she had a psychotic episode.
Why don't you run on back to your room for that man jump out the closet and chop your little head off?
Orlando Brown grew up with his grandmother and began acting when he was just in elementary school. His first acting gig was as Cadet Kevin Tiger Dunn in Major Payne. Audiences loved his performance, and it led to him earning other TV roles including Family Matters, Two of a Kind, The Jamie Foxx Show, and more. He shot into stardom when he landed the role of Eddie Thomas on the hit Disney sitcom
Yep, that's me.
That's So Raven, which ran from 2003 to 2007 with 99 episodes and led to Orlando recording music for some of Disney's most popular albums. After leaving Disney in 2007, Orlando started to concentrate on his music career. He released several original songs and has worked with popular artists like T-Pain, Akon, Sean Kingston, and others. Unfortunately, things haven't continued to go well for him. He suffered from addiction and ended up facing several arrests. According to Entertainment Tonight, Orlando was arrested in 2007 for marijuana possession and in 2016 for meth possession and battery. In 2018, he was arrested for battery of a spouse, resisting arrest, and possession of drugs. In September of that year, he was again arrested after pleading no contest to trying to change the locks on his friend's restaurant doors and possessing narcotics. 5 years later, Orlando seemed to have overcome his struggle with drug addiction after joining Rise Church. He opened up about his path to recovery in September 2020 with the Christian Post. "I can tell you that I'm okay. I'm alive," he said. Fans celebrated his turnaround, but the celebration was short-lived. According to Page 6, Orlando was arrested in Ohio on December 22, 2022 for misdemeanor domestic violence against his brother. His brother said he was allowing Orlando to live in a home he was renovating because Orlando had become homeless. The arrest came 4 years after he had an intervention-style interview on Dr. Phil, where he made it seem as if he was fine and did not need help. When Dr. Phil referred him for treatment, Orlando said,
I can't dedicate another 90 days of being monitored all my life. I don't need that crap like other people. It's a slap in the face to people that actually need it.
The songwriter eventually apologized to Dr. Phil for opening the door to show people that actually think they don't need help to go get help. He told Cam Capone in an interview that he has been on the hideout ever since the viral conversation, saying,
"I'm just waiting to die at this point. But realistically, I have goals."
Orlando's latest streaming appearance was on Zeus Bad Boys Texas.
Kevin's not here.
What?
Macaulay Culkin is all grown up now. His rise to stardom was quick, and his screaming face lit up all our screens in the 90s. Macaulay was introduced to the world in the films Rocket Gibraltar and Uncle Buck at just 8 years old. Just a year later, he starred in his most notable role as Kevin McAllister in Home Alone, and soon after as Thomas J. Sennett in My Girl. Throughout his career, Macaulay's father, Kit, managed him and his finances. Soon, rumors began to spread about Kit's mismanagement of his son's estate, and in 1995, Macaulay's parents began a custody battle over their children and Macaulay's fortune. His mother eventually won custody. According to The Mirror, at the age of 15, Macaulay emancipated himself by removing his mom and dad as his legal guardians. I legally took my parents' names off of my trust fund and found an executor, someone who would look over my finances, he told Esquire. But the next thing you know, the story was that I divorced my parents. I just thought I was doing it cleanly. In September 2004, a mugshot of Macaulay made headlines. He was arrested in Oklahoma for possession of 17.3 grams of marijuana and 2 other controlled substances for which he had no prescription. Then as rumors continued to spiral in 2012, pictures of Macaulay looking thin and sickly shocked fans. No, I was not pounding 6 grand of heroin a month, the actor later told The Guardian. In an Esquire interview in 2021, he spoke about his drug use, stating, "I do love them. They're like old friends, but sometimes you outgrow your friends." After cleaning up his act, Macaulay remains an icon. In 2018, he reprised his Home Alone role by playing an adult Kevin for a Google Assistant ad. Macaulay is currently engaged to former Disney actress Brenda Song, and they have 2 young sons together. When he appeared on the Joe Rogan Experience podcast, he revealed that he had turned down the opportunity to star in the hit sitcom The Big Bang Theory.
Well, they pursued me for The Big Bang Theory. Listen, I'd have hundreds of millions of dollars right now if I did that gig. At the same time, I'd be bashing my head against the wall.
Since then, he's made some appearances in American Horror Story, and he was last seen in the Poloni Show Halloween special, and did some voice acting in the Netflix animation Intergalactic.